horse and cars.
Da-da-da-dum.
Enter at your own peril.
I like Dexter. Now, we've got an email about that show from Lawrence Jackson in Wolverhampton. He said, "Dear Danielle, it's great that you're on in the morning. Glad you're enjoying it. I love Dexter's Lab, especially his funny pointy shoes. Thank you for your email. Keep them coming in to the usual CITV address, which is www.citv.co.uk. Now remember, not only are we on this morning, but we're on the afternoon too. The Granny will be after the bad guys in Sylvester and Sweetie Mysteries. The vampires have gone camping in Vampires, Pirates and Aliens. 2 more teams battle it out to enter the Twister. And finally, we meet the Invisible Prince in Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids. That's all coming up. It's going to be good. Now, remember our funny competition today? We asked you to watch Digimon and tell us what weather does Demi-Devimon hate? The answer was fog. And we've picked 3 winners today, and their names are on the screen right now. Hope you've enjoyed this morning. Nearly time for me to say goodbye, but I've just got to remind you, 3:20 CITV. See you then. Bye.
On Crossroads, there's a family crisis.
Thanks for letting me know where I stand.
And Nicola decides to take a risk, but she's not the only one.
The way I feel about you isn't going to change, and that's the God's honest truth.
Trouble ahead at Crossroads, weekdays at 1:30 and 5:05 after CITV. Have you seen it yet?
Time to log on. Let's email the studio. Yes. Yeah. Cool stuff. Well done.
Don't be out of it. Log on and be part of it with the CITV website, www.citv.co.uk.
This week on Crossroads, the family feuds are beginning to affect more than just staff morale.
You walk out of here today. I'm not sure I'll ever want to see you again.
The way I feel about you isn't going to change.
You're incapable of loving anyone. In fact, you only care about yourself.
I don't need anybody. I never have, and I never will.
This week, 1:30 and 5:05.
Hi, my name is ZG, and this is a Milky Way bar. Now, Jack's mum, right? She's always going on and on that Jack eats like a horse, that he's always starving, always wants more, and it costs a fortune to feed him. But when I asked her why she gives him Milky Ways, right, she says, well, I don't want to spoil his appetite. She's a bit of a radish short of a salad, your mum, Jack. Hey!
In the time before Dark Pop, chaos reigned. From the chaos came gorillas. The nature of gorillas was irrepressible. Their debut album, featuring the massive hit Clint Eastwood, is here.
Glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, not for long. The future is coming up.
Buy it and be enlightened.
Don't touch the window.
Introducing a brilliant innovation from Cif. New Cif glass and window wipes. Their unique formula effortlessly removes marks. So now, keeping glass clean is so easy, it's child's play. New Cif glass and window wipes. Because your home is for living, not just for cleaning.
Since he discovered Frisky's Go-Cat, I'm not on the menu anymore. Phew! That's because he thinks it's flipping delicious. I mean, just look what it does for him. That coat, those eyes.
More cats eat Frisky's Go-Cat than any other dry cat food.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, yep, he only has eyes for one cat food these days. Go-Cat, for cats with an appetite. For life.
Potato.
Potato? Potato, 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 potato.
Potato! Potato!
Oh, potato, potato,
Potato! Potato! Potato!
Potato, potato, potato.
Potato! Potato, potato.
Bad Bullseye.
Bullseye. Well, that's word in potato, potato.
There's something massive happening at DFS this week. On special springtime offers, there's 50% off. Make a massive saving on this leather sofa. A stunning 50% off this stylish leather three-seater. Or this gorgeous sofa for a tiny price of $399. Take 4 years free credit and pay nothing for the first year. Massive savings, stunning sofas, tiny prices. It has to be DFS this week.
What goes up must come down. Super Fresco makes it easy. It's by Graham.
Super looks made super easy.
Look, Thomas is talking.
Number 1 always comes first.
So are his friends.
I'm proud of my number 6.
They can all recognise and talk to each other.
I have lots of special friends.
There's lots to collect, and now you can buy one and get one free. Another first from Golden Bear.
Last week, Brian really probed his guests.
Now, you're 24, married to a model, millionaire pop star. Where did it all go wrong? You are about to appear in The King and I.
Yeah, at the London Palladium.
Will you have to shave your head?
The Brian Conley Show, tonight at 8:30 on ITV.
My name's Tony. I'm 42 years old, and I'm sorry.
You're doing fine, Tony. Women like to see a bit of vulnerability in a man.
Good old vulnerable Tony Stamp.
Shut up!
The Bill, 9:30 tonight on ITV.
And tonight at 7:30 there's a shock in store for Linda in an hour-long special of Coronation Street. With romantic adventure in a few minutes after the latest news with John Suchet.
Good morning. There are signs that the foot and mouth crisis might finally be coming under control. The government says it's on top of the backlog of animals to be slaughtered, and 2 counties, Northamptonshire and Leicestershire, have been declared no longer infected areas. Here's Angus Walker.
Since its suspected origins on this farm at Headon-on-the-Wall in Northumberland, the foot and mouth outbreak has wreaked devastation across Britain's countryside, costing the economy around $40 billion, according to the latest figures from business leaders. Now the government's chief scientist says the end is in sight.
We predicted that at this time we would be just going down below something like 20 infected premises being reported per day. And today we heard that by 7 p.m. last night there were 15. So we are, if anything, a little bit below what we were predicting.
From today, the restrictions which prevented Northamptonshire farmer James Jackson from moving his healthy cattle will be relaxed. Ministers will be pleased that pressure on farmers like Mr. Jackson will ease. MAF says bans on moving livestock will continue to be lifted if the rate of new cases carries on declining.
But it means now that they can move their animals straight to slaughter. The normal market mechanisms can now work under a movement for license. So it'll make life a great deal easier for those farmers, and it will also take a lot of pressure off issues like welfare, for example, in terms of animals trapped on farms.
The Prime Minister will later meet representatives from the tourism industry. Mr. Blair will be warned that the widespread economic effects of this crisis will not end overnight. Angus Walker, ITN, Westminster.
Detectives have until midday to charge or release the 2 suspects they're holding over the Euston handbag killing. They're questioning them about running into a cafe at Euston Station and snatching Liz Sherlock's handbag. She chased them out of the station and was killed. Taiwan has been putting on a massive show of force to demonstrate what it would do if its giant neighbour China invaded. Dan Rivers reports.
These are the war games everyone hopes will remain just a simulation. Taiwan soldiers are practicing how to defend their homeland if the might of the Chinese armed forces invade. Jets scream across the sky, firing on imaginary Chinese landing crafts. The timing of the exercises couldn't be more sensitive. The Americans are about to decide which weapons to sell Taiwan. That's a potentially explosive choice which could antagonize Sino-American relations at a time when they're already shaky after the saga of the downed US spy plane. China maintains Taiwan is a rebel province and part of the People's Republic. It's threatened to invade if Taiwan declares full independence. But without American support, Taiwan would face a one-sided battle. China has 2.5 million soldiers, Taiwan just 400,000. Now Taiwan wants destroyers, a radar system, helicopters and submarines from America. Meanwhile, China has deployed an increasing number of missiles in the coastal provinces facing Taiwan. Dan Rivers, ITN.
Here, a teenage computer hacker from South Wales is being sentenced today for breaking into FBI computers in America. 18-year-old Raphael Gray admitted hacking into the top security computer. He's also reported to have broken into private bank files and even got hold of Bill Gates's credit card details. The Swedish mobile phone company Ericsson has announced it's to cut 10,000 jobs. The jobs will be lost at factories around the world. It's the result of huge losses as the mobile phone market reaches saturation. That's the news for now. Join me for the lunchtime news at the usual time of 12:30. Till then, bye-bye.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the CalendarEast news desk. The mobile phone giant Ericsson, which employs hundreds of people in our region, says it's planning to cut another 10,000 jobs. The company is yet to confirm if any of the losses will come to its factories near Worksop in North Nottinghamshire and in Scunthorpe. Union leaders say they're already planning to hold talks with the Swedish firm. The new cuts are in addition to the 1,000 job losses in our region announced by the company last month. The Labour leader of Doncaster Council has been arrested in connection with the Donegate investigation into alleged expenses fraud. Councillor Colin Wedd was arrested in connection with the alleged offences of false accounting and released on police bail until April the 30th. Councillor Wedd became leader of the council in 1998 after the resignation of the two previous leaders over the expenses affair. Under Labour Party rules, he may have to step down as leader. So far, 18 Doncaster Labour councillors have been convicted of expenses fraud. The farmer Tony Martin may not have to sell the house he was jailed for defending 18 months ago. Teenage burglar Fred Barras was shot dead at the farmhouse at Emmet Hungate in West Norfolk, and it was expected Martin would have to sell the house to fund his appeal against his life sentence. But Martin's now been told by his solicitors they'll not ask him to sell the home to foot the £200,000 legal bill. Norfolk police are to ask the government for extra cash to cover the cost of protecting the former Prime Minister John Major's holiday home. Mr Majors recently bought a coastal retreat in Weybourne near Sheringham. Although the police say they can't talk in detail about security arrangements, a similar operation at Mr Major's other home has cost almost £1.5 million. Angry pensioners in South Lincolnshire who composed their own protest song when a local council threatened to scrap their travel tokens have won their battle. The plucky pensioners from Bourne composed the song and used it to campaign to keep tokens, which allow the elderly and disabled to use taxis and all public transport. The district council wanted to replace them with bus passes, but have now given the pensioners what they want.
We came to the decision because we've been listening to what the public have been saying, and we brought forward our scheme to offer another advantage to the pensioners to have assistance with travel.
A star striker from North Nottinghamshire has been given a red card by the FA. He's been told he can't play in an under-11s league next year because he's too young. 9-year-old Curtis White from Wellow has played with the Walesby Junior under-10s for 2 seasons. He's their youngest player, but he's also their leading goal scorer. He's also already had trials at Premiership clubs, but next season he'll be too young to play with his side as they move into the under-11s.
If you take a year out of your natural progression, then you'll never get that year back. He's going to lose a lot on the coaching side. He'll lose certainly a lot within his teammates and his friends here. He'll never regain that.
Now 4 karate kids from the same club in Lincolnshire have won the sport's most coveted award. Twins Christopher and James Cotter, their little sister Sky, and their friend Chelsea Reynolds, who all train at the Scorpion Club in Skegness, were all graded as black belts on the same day. They've been in training for the past 4 years. And that's just about it from us for now. We'll be back with the main lunchtime news. That's at 1:15, Until then, from me and the team, bye-bye.
Join Susan and myself for another delicious helping of live lunch with some tasty, toasty toppers, otherwise known as herb crostini. It sounds delicious. Plus, Tony Earnshaw is here reviewing all the latest film releases, including Bridget Jones. And it's Eurovision time again, and we're joined by this year's Maltese entry. That's live lunch, 1 o'clock.
ITV Weather, sponsored by Yorkshire Electricity Home Services.
Good morning. Well, it looks as though we've got another day of sunshine and showers. A fair few showers around at the moment already. I think these will keep developing over the next few hours, and certainly more than a few during the course of this afternoon. If you catch a shower, it'll almost certainly be on the wintry side, some hail, some sleet and some snow. But between the showers, again, fairly bright. Temperatures will making it to 9, maybe 10 Celsius, that's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. We've still got quite a brisk and cold northerly wind. Through this evening, the showers will quickly die away, and that leaves us with largely dry and clear conditions as we go through tonight, and just a chance of a few mist patches by first thing. Temperatures overnight falling to -2 Celsius. Have a good morning. Here's the summary.
Throughout the month of April, the Tidy Britain Group are launching the Just Spin It campaign. Working together with local councils, they're recruiting groups within the community to get together and blitz littered sites. Why not join in the spring clean? Call the Tidy Britain Group hotline on 0800 783 7838 and find out how you can register.
Ever find you've just missed something amazing? Get the new Radio Times. With the pick of more films and a better programme guide, you'll never miss a thing. Radio Times, the best thing on TV.
Film processing from $2.99. Now available at most Boots stores.
It's expensive, it's unreliable, it's MOT time, and your car's a wreck. But to us, it's a deposit. CARCRAFT, there's over 1,500 cars in stock. CARCRAFT, many cars at £25 per week. CARCRAFT, £99 or any old car with or without an MOT as a deposit. CARCRAFT of Sheffield, where in most cases you can drive away in an hour. Junction 33, M1. Follow the signs for the airport.
Downtown Garden Centre is big, the ultimate shopping experience.
This place is huge.
It's the biggest garden superstore in the UK, packed with a wide range of products at great value prices.
It's everything you need.
From shrubs to garden sheds.
Look at all this garden furniture.
Whatever you're looking for, you'll be spoiled for choice.
The range is fantastic.
And with top brand names for you and your garden.
Really is a big day out at Downtown.
Look into Farm Foods, the frozen food specialists. They're having a prize party. Family San Marco pizza, 99p. 8 Farm Foods battered chicken breast fillets, £1.49. Cadbury's Crunchy or Caramel ice cream, 99p. You'll enjoy saving money in Farm Foods.
Home sweet home with my love.
He's cleaning his teeth.
Home sweet home.
First girlfriend.
First kisses.
Be well, I will always be there, yes, home.
And luckily, another first, the new Power Clean from Aquafresh. The only AA battery brush to work three-dimensionally to get to plaque and trapped food debris. A flexible neck and a wonderful clean, whatever your reason. The new Aquafresh Power Clean, teeth taken care of.
Drivers under 50 are 36% more likely to make a claim than those over 50. So if you believe that the sins of the children should not be loaded onto your car insurance, call Saga on 0800 50 33 33 and ask for a quote. Saga's low-cost motor insurance is strictly for people over 50. So call Saga now on 0800 50 33 33 and you'll be amazed how far your motor insurance could fall. Saga, now's the time.
A baby immediately changes your life. Changes the way you think, the way you live, even the way you travel. Makes going anywhere like mobilizing an army. That's why we created the Talmeratina. Think of it as a house, cleverly disguised as a car.
The new series of Weather Heart is Sunday at 8.
Then at 9 on Sunday, London's Burning, followed by a brand new series with Richard Wilson, High Stakes. Back to this morning now as we discover the truth about spring and embark on a Caribbean adventure.